Christine, good morning. Well, I've got to say, wow. Can I say that? Wow. Your painting is absolutely stunning. Stunning. You did a great job of doing the background. You even really knocked yourself out with all the little veins on the cabbage. Lovely on the onions, chives, or whatever oniony things. Very, very nice. Um, I like it a lot. One of the things I like to do in any pack that we do is I like to look at it as a black and white. Now, in any painting, anything we ever do, our eye will always go first to the lightest light and the darkest dark. And I think probably that's in this area here, and that's fine. I'm not sure we couldn't have a bit more, a few bit more light areas. Like for instance, right here on the table, right there, if it was a little bit lighter on the table, you've got the light coming underneath on the underneath part, but there probably would be one right there, a very slight one in this little area here. Might be interesting lit. And and I think in the photograph I used as a reference, there was a little bit of light here on the center. Now, here's the difference. You could never not change a thing and it would still look good because it's really pretty just the way it is. You could, and you might not want to have it. I wouldn't light it as much as I've got mine unless you light a little bit more of the table. So what I would say is you could leave it alone if you wanted. Though I would make one of these a little longer, make that one come off the canvas, these little curly things, make them just a little bit longer or something. But, so you could do that. And here's how here's what it would look like, all right? So I'm just going to show you real quick. Normally I don't do this, but I think in your case, you've got such a good painting, you're going, yeah, but Ginger, I really like it the way it is, and I don't want to fool with it, and that's okay. And I'll put it, if you tell me, I'll put it on Pinterest just the way it is, because it's so well done. But this is what, as an artist, what you're looking for when you're perfecting your craft, is to really, really play with the lights and darks now, okay? So it's kind of like those singers that when they start low and then they have that high, then they reach that crescendo of high notes and stuff. There's a real skill to this. Let's see, let's call this cabbage. Now I'm going to save that and I'm going to come over here to my painting program, assuming it's still open. This is where I do all my changes for things for people. We're going to open cabbage. There we go. Let's do that. Now, bring this down here and I'll show you what would happen if you just barely, if you did a little bit more light right in here. I'll show you what that would do, okay? So let's see, let's come up here. Might be able to use a dry bristle, you can see, depending on how big the, alright, so I'm just going to find this light kind of camel-y looking color. And let's get up here and do the size of this smaller. I'm just going to say if we made this slightly lighter here, okay, and here, on top of this, I'm just going to lighten this up just a little bit. And I'm doing this on a computer, so it's not going to be obviously as proficient as if you did it with paint, right? Okay, we're going to come across here and suggest just the top of this. And even though it's in shadow, we're going to suggest a little tiny bit of this, okay? A little tiny bit, just a touch. Just suggest that there might be a top to this table. Okay, like so. We'll just look at it and see if we like it. Because this is what you do, and if you don't like it, then you don't do it. But because I understand that the onions are going to cast a shadow too. I mean, I get that, right? Like right in here that this is darker right here, okay? So I'm just going to look at that. Does that give us a little bit more? Now, if we did that, right? Now, what about if we did a slightly bit of light, something lighter on our cabbage? What if we found, well, I don't know, that color? And we just suggested, see, I don't like that, opacity, almost a mixing white or a zinc white. We're just going to look what happens if we just added, maybe not as much as I did, right? Because I really exaggerated it, but and for yours it might need to be a little bit more subtle, okay? But right along this edge here, what if we said it's just a bit lighter? And again, this is an optional thing. I mean, your painting is very nice the way it is, but I'm just going to show you what this might be, okay? Okay, I'm going to catch this. Really like how you did all these leaves. I don't want to mess with them. They're really, really nice. Just in here like this, we're going to catch this just a hair. Just to keep it as subtle as we can. Maybe I'll move this up here, just a little bit. There we go, right up in there, okay? Just the slightest thing on the light, okay? And I'm going to fool around with this color. I like this color right there. And just say that maybe some of this is right in there. Just again, this is optional. Just wanted you to see what that would be if you did it. Okay? Because I really like what you've got. If you didn't do anything, right? I really like what you've got. And I want to come down here as long as we're fooling around with stuff. Oh, I like that blue there. Well, that's okay. I want to come down here, just bring that off. Whatever you did here, I just want to make that where it just kind of hangs down and we don't know about it. Okay, so maybe so they're not so even, I'll make this one a little longer and that one shorter. There, just kind of break up that. Okay, so now, all right, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, and I know it's just small stuff, really is. And let's just see if we like it. So let's just come over here and grab it and just compare it to what you already did and see if you think it makes a difference. And if you do, then you can do it. And if you like it the way it is, again, this is optional. A lot of times, you know, I'll tell you something, I really don't think it's really optional. I think you ought to do it. But in your case, I think sometimes you get to a point where you can say, well, I like mine, thanks Ginger, I like mine just the way it is, and that's fine. This is where we're not trying to be clones. We're just trying to understand lights and darks and contrast. So that is that's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to flatten everything. In here, let's look under Effects, Color Filters. Here's the black and white of it. So you still have a little bit of light here, just a more definition. It's not as bright as what I did, but it just and your center of interest is still in this area, which is fine. So anyway, that's what I would recommend. But again, yours is so lovely that if you did nothing, I like it too. Just let me know, and we'll put it up on Pinterest just the way it is if you want. But hey, thanks for sending something in. Great job. Really great job. I think you're going to like, I don't know if you've seen our whole entire kitchen series, but you want to see real quick? Haha, I'll show you. Yeah, let me show you our whole kitchen series. And we've got some massively neat kitchen stuff. Come over on Pinterest. This is how you find stuff too. Let me show you. Here's Pinterest. Now, this is my still life board under Video Lesson Library number 2. You come to still life and on Pinterest, and we've got the orange and the book. I've got the apple, which I think is a really cool one. I think you would do really well with this one with all the books, but on the kitchen series, just looking at what you're painting, the kitchen series, we've got, this is a, where's my kitchen series? This one with the grapes and the glass of water. There's a, this is a very simple one. You can do them different sizes and they look way cool. Here's one of my favorites. This one with the pot and the eggs. And I love Ode to Coffee, and I like this book one. Let's see, just as far as, things that are available in the Academy that we've got, I think there's a couple we have that are not in here, which isn't good. This was a Van Gogh, and I really like that. It's all done with a palette knife, and it's really part of the kitchen series. So anyway, that's what we've got. Here's what you want to do. You want to come back, since you're kind of new here. Here's this is you, Christine, and then we're going to come over. Here's your ticket. I look to see what you wanted to do. I'm going to put my reply here, and then you just reopen this, and then just keep everything on the same ticket, okay? So that, like, the cabbage will be on one ticket, and an orange might be on something else. So keep all that in mind. And I hope you enjoyed the video pack. Usually they're not this long, but I wanted to welcome you and say that I'm certainly glad that you decided to become a member of the Academy and send me in something. I really love what you did. Here we go back to where you were.